Hello everybody and welcome back to StarCraft Underground. This is our second paid tournament coming in round 4 today. We've got a good one for you. Down here in the bottom left, as our blue Terran player, none other than WolFix. And up here on the top right, as our red Protoss, Hazorath. Both these players coming off 2-0 victories from round 3. WolFix taking a 2-0 over Earrob. Great game between those two players. If you haven't seen that video yet, I highly recommend checking it out. Earrob definitely gave WolFix a run for his money. Meanwhile, Hazorath coming off a 2-0 victory over I'm So Cool, who is not too shabby of a player himself. Taking down I'm So Cool is not the easiest thing to do in the world. And what do we have here? Okay, looks like Hazorath might be up to some shenanigans here early on in the game. Gonna have to keep an eye on that. This first match gonna be taking place on match point. As always, I'll give you guys a quick overview of the map here. Just let you look at the mineral lines. I'm not gonna waste too much time on this one because we got some shenanigans going on here. We're gonna keep an eye on that instead. So there you go. Quick look at the map. Let's get back to it. It looks like it's gonna be a proxy gate here from Hazorath. Alright, let's see how long it's going to take WolFix to see this. A little bit of a SimCity going on right here from WolFix. Going to be blocking off the entryway here. And Hazorath throwing down the cheeky assimilator on top of WolFix's gas here. And the probe even starting to take some bites out of the SCV, who's trying to build the racks right there. Causing WolFix to have to pull a couple SCVs out here to try to deal with that. And here we go. WolFix sending an SCV out to scout now. This assimilator definitely going to finish construction. And it looks like... Is he going to see it? Oh, he definitely sees it. All right, so WolFix spies the proxy gate. Now aware of what's going on here. Man, if Hazorath had just placed this a little bit further up north right here, that may not have been scouted. But instead, it does indeed get scouted. We got another Rax going down here. The Zealot is definitely going to come out before this first Marine is done. Meanwhile, that SCV scout making its way over to Hazorath's base right now. The probe goes down. There's nothing here. Nothing here to find. May be able to stall this Nexus right here if he goes and gets in the way. Nope, not going to do that. Okay, here we go. Marine actually gets done just in time as the Zealot's walking its way down in here. Good SimCity right here from WolFix. He's going to be able to... Now, it is going to take a while, but he will be able to walk this Marine back and forth here in between these buildings while the Zealot is going to have a hard time catching up to him. Now, that's exactly what we're going to see here. 2 Marines now out for WolFix on the battlefield. That's going to push this Zealot back. The assimilator going to get destroyed now, slowly but surely. Good defense right here from WolFix so far. Going to be stopping this proxy gate. Hazorath would have needed to put 2 proxy gates here, I think, to kind of add some more pressure. But instead, we only have 1, and killing the supply depot is not going to do a whole lot here. Looks like WolFix going to be responding to this early game proxy gate with good defense right here. Good SimCity going to allow him to take advantage of the Marine mobility walking between these. The pathing for the Zealots is a little bit bigger than the Marines, if you guys aren't aware of that. So they can't fit through every single opening that a Marine can, which makes it very powerful for a Terran player to build stuff like this. They can just walk back and forth while the Zealots have to go all the way around. And you see, just because of that, these 2 Zealots are actually not going to get a whole lot done here. This SCV going to be going back in here now, scouting out the Nexus. Assimilator going down, and here we have the Cybernetics core. So we're going to be transitioning out of the proxy gate here. Looks like I'm back into normal play. Would like to see Hazorath throw down a gateway back inside their main here and just forgo this, because this is going to get destroyed. Yeah, here we go. Marine's already going to be working on it here, and there's not much these 2 Zealots are going to be able to do. So even I would cancel this Zealot right here and get the 100 back, because this guy's going to get killed. No doubt about it. He's going to... Okay, making his way towards the base, but there are 3 Marines going to be walking up here already. Boom. Zealot drops down. We've got 2 walking across the battlefield right now. This SCV is still over here scouting this base. So 2 gates now coming up inside the main here for Hazorath. Going to leave the pylon there. Not sure if we're just going to let 1 Marine work on that, or if we're just going to say to heck with it, let it go. That would be would help towards population cap. But Hazorath not really that bad off. I don't think really losing 1 pylon was going to do all that much damage. But now look at the mass amount of Marines here from WolFix. Going to be counter-attacking this knowing that these gateways are just now getting up here and there's not going to be a lot of army here. The SCV is going to get pulled to create chaos, get in front of the way of the Marines to keep the Zealots off, forcing Hazorath to pull back probes and Zealots from the Natural here. Natural definitely going to go down. The SCV is making their way in front now, and this is going to be hard to defend against now for Hazorath. The proxy gate put him behind an eco. Losing that many Zealots that early on is going to make it very difficult to defend against this. A large amount of Marines now. And the SCVs, you see the good micro right there from WolFix, keeping everything off of these Marines while they're doing their work. And here we even have a bunker going to be thrown down here from WolFix right on top of the gateways. If this gets done, that's pretty much it for WolFix right now. And for Hazorath, actually, excuse me. Okay, bunker gets done. Yeah, this attack is not going to get stopped right here. These probes definitely going to go down. And there's the GG from Hazorath. Good first game right there for both players. What an interesting way to start out. So an attempt at a proxy gate from Hazorath leads to a counter-assault by WolFix, who had great defense right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket before we get into Game 2. This match is going to be taking place in Round 4, the winner's bracket here. Obviously, the winner going to be moving on into Round 5. Let me get over here so I can see what we're talking about here. So the winner of this matchup going to be waiting for the winner of Ozzy Dahaki and Harry. Both these players in today's matchup coming off 2-0 victories from their previous Round 3 victory. So both players doing very, very good so far in this tournament. All right, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into round our match number 2. Here we go. All right, here we go. I don't know why my HUD is completely freaking out. Okay, there we go. Right on. Catch up replays. Okay, so this next match is going to be taking place on Polestar. This is a 4-player map here. It looks like we have Hazorath down here in the bottom right, and WolFix going to be spawning up here in the top left. Let me get rid of some of these extra stuffs. There we go. We don't need to see all that. Okay, so here's a quick look at the map. You guys have seen these maps all over and over and over, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going over these. Just know that we've got spawn locations in each corner. That's the main thing here. It's a 4-player map, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Top left, bottom right, bottom left. And scouting here is going to be a big deal. Whoever's going to get the first scout off. So mainly what you want to do when you start scouting is either go clockwise or counterclockwise. And depending on what way both players go, they could end up scouting each other potentially at the same time, unless someone does the risky move and just goes cross map scout. We'll have to see what they decide to do there. Good game right there from both players in match number 1 there. It's very interesting to see. So far, I don't think I've seen anyone attempt a proxy gateway against WolFix so far in this tournament. So it looks like we're not going to do proxy gate this time. Going to be opening up with a main gate inside the natural here for Hazorath. And it looks like WolFix not going to be focusing too much on SimCity this match. Let's take a look at this base real quick and see what the layout looks like here. Okay. Interesting. I would expect to see, like, supply depots and stuff up here. So I'm curious as to why it's down here like this. Maybe just to create some pathing issues right here to kind of keep the SCV safe. That's my guess. I still have a thing or two to learn, though. Okay, Cybernetics score. This is something I am very familiar with, seeing the Protoss player do this. They do block, use the assimilator, throw down the Cybernetics core right here, and I also see the Zerg players do this a lot too with their pool. Throw down the pool right next to their gas like this to kind of block off entry into the main right there against any type of early game aggression. Kind of helps out. And it looks like WolFix is going to be going for a counterclockwise, and Hazorath actually going for the cross spawn check. Of all things, so Hazorath going to be the first one to get this scout off, actually. But I'm not sure how far this probe's going to make it before it gets shot down by this Marine. Does make its way into the main, though. So Hazorath is going to be able to see standard opening. Okay, we've got gas, we've got racks, supply depots, we've got a factory coming up. Looking a bit like a 1-1-1 here from WolFix. We'll see. We'll see how it continues on here. Staying on one base, though, so no early expansion. If we see the starport coming up next, then we will know. Meanwhile, SCV here, going to be getting some good scouting information off as well. Hazorath looking to grab their natural expansion. Looks like I'm going to be trying to park this probe right here in the way of the CC. Okay, so we're immediately going to get a vulture out. And there's not a whole lot in the way of an army just right now for Hazorath. Looks like we skipped the Zealot and went straight into Goon. So now we got gonna go Goon attack range. Get the pylon down. Another early game pressure here from WolFix, looks like. Sending some SCVs across the map with a vulture escorted by some Marines. Able to get the CC down. Oh no, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. A pylon actually gets thrown down in blocking the CC spawn. Well, build, rather. Let's see how this pressure goes. We've got 2 goons here. SCV hanging out on the ramp. This is certainly doable, but this is gonna require some probes to be pulled here to block for these dragoons. Okay, here we go. Hazorath finally getting the probes up here. And WolFix going for the bunker rush. Throwing the bunker down there right now at the natural. And it looks like this bunker will stand. That's not good. A lot of SCVs here, extra SCVs, just to make sure this bunker is going to get completed. Meanwhile, trying to baby the Marines here until we can get them inside the bunker. And once they're in there, not going to be good. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4 makes its way in. This natural definitely going to go down here. WolFix good on the macro, though. Got a siege tank pumping right now. Vulture mines on the way. Dragoon attack range just about to be done, so they're gonna be able to start shelling down this bunker here. But this natural, though, definitely gonna go down. There's too many SCVs here. They're not gonna be able to. The goons are not gonna be able to out damage their rep on that many SCVs. It's just not gonna happen. As long as WolFix pulls the other ones back. Here, that is. This may go down, unless he gets the other SCVs down here. Okay, there he goes. Almost missed that one. It looks like the probe's going to be knocking out this mineral field here. That's probably to allow more dragoons. Yep, more dragoons to get on the ramp right here. And what is the plan right here? Get the siege tank down here. That's what I want to see. We've got the Citadel of Adun and the robotics facility going down right now inside of Hazorath's main. So it looks like the Hazorath just going to be trying to chug right along with their normal build order here. And we see Hazorath going to be going for the CC now at the natural. This vulture definitely going to get shot down here. No doubt about that. Okay, let's take a look here and see what's going on. Okay, so no 1-1-1. Instead, we're going to be going for the CC. Not a big surprise, really, all in all. Normally, the 1-1-1 is more of a Zerg opener. Okay. And right now, I'm just kind of waiting to see if WolFix is going to try to advance this tank or what the plan is here. Obviously, we're going to hold this bunker. That's without a doubt. So we have the contain right now on the Protoss player. Going up the 2 gateways inside the main here. Okay, CC gets readjusted. We're going to be doing some SCV transfer. I'll be surprised if we see this started upgraded. Yeah, that's what I thought, because it looks like we're probably going to go into a mech here. Yep. Another factory coming down. So, likely going to be seeing vultures and tank play here if this game does go late in the mid-game or in the late game here. We see the racks lifted off and the, kind of hard to see the eBay back here that's lifted off as well. But I'm curious what the play is right here from WolFix. I don't know if he's going to research siege mode. Yeah, okay, that's what it's going to be. So now siege tank going to be researched. And once the siege tank sets up with its siege mode right here, this is going to be very, very deadly for Hazorath. You can already kind of see the worker disparity starting to occur. We've got 21 probes to WolFix's 35 right now, and the population starting to run away a little bit as well. WolFix now up 16, 17, just like that. And now that he's got the the natural up right here, and he's mining from that, this is a pretty healthy base right here. Gonna be bad news bears. And I think he's expecting the DT play here, just because there's not really anything new walking up here. Dragoon production has stopped. The pressure has stopped. So WolFix going to be suspicious, and that's why we see the missile turrets going down right here. But what we don't see is a whole lot of ground units. Just a few tanks right here and a vulture. So these DTs going to be making their way up here, but they are going to get picked up fairly quickly right now. So they're going to be seen. Once we start hearing the DTs attack, we're going to see a move out here from the vultures and tanks. Okay, one goes down. We are aware that there's another one down there. There we go. We hear him down. Boom, boom. Going to get dropped. So DT push. Not really getting a whole lot of value there. And I heard that. Where'd that go? Okay. So we got... Okay, here we go. That's not a bad play here from Hazorath. Drop 2 DTs outside of the ramp right there. But yeah, it's too much. Hazorath, seeing the writing on the wall, already pinned in like that. Going to be behind Eco. And calls the GG right there. So, going to be WolFix advancing with a 2-0 victory over Hazorath. Good game right there from both players. Looks like I brought that up a little too early. There you go. If you guys are curious, you can see that as well. Okay, so here we go. Let's get into it. Let me get over here where I can also see what I'm looking at. So we're going to have WolFix going to be going on into round 5, where they're going to be awaiting the winner between Ozzy the Hockey and Harry. Meanwhile, Hazorath going to be dropping down into the loser's bracket of round 5. And as you can see, I've done a little bit of the map, good lord. Did a little bit of the advancement on the loser's bracket there. We've got, let's see, here it is. Looks like we have Navani and Yakub, where Yakub took a 2-0 victory over Navani and advanced to the next round. And meanwhile, it looks like Styx may have dropped out of this tournament. I'm not sure exactly what happened here, but Styx definitely forfeited in the winner's bracket of round 3. And also looks like it's a forfeit in the loser's bracket of round 3 as well. So Firetip advances. Could be facing Firetip, and Yakub will be the next matchup in the loser's bracket of round 4. So Hazorath will await the winner of that matchup. And that is all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can check out the next one. If you're interested in taking part in one of these tournaments or just want to become a member of the community, you can join us in StarCraft Underground. The link will be in the description. Until then, take it easy.